What is it that is going to shift your vibration more than anything else? If you go on YouTube right now and you type in "raise your vibration Aaron Doughty," you will see hundreds of videos on how to raise your vibration. And there's even some meditations that will show you and help you to raise your dominant vibration permanently. And there's hundreds of people that have commented on that video saying that it has made a change in their vibration, in their energy. Now, why is that? What is it about our vibration that can permanently shift like that once we change our own energy state? And in this video, I want to show you one of the biggest epiphanies that will allow you to shift your vibration to a completely new level, to where you look back and you can see that when you watch this video, this was the thing that made all the difference. So in this video, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you, showing how to raise your dominant vibration. This is something that I did back in 2012. When I did this, I remember walking around my room feeling completely different, wondering, is this feeling ever going to go away? And the thing is it never did go away. Of course, it still fluctuates, but it went from a solid 3 out of 10, 1 feeling not great at all, 10 feeling amazing, to a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. It changed my whole entire life, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what to do to raise your dominant vibration permanently. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now, in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you what it would look like if you completely change your vibration permanently, which means no going back. If you go back to some of my earlier videos on YouTube, you'll see where I have the big yellow bowl that says no going back. There's a meditation on shifting to a parallel reality. And there are thousands of comments from people that say they feel totally different after that meditation. I'll link that below. But in general, there's a couple key characteristics of why that happens. In a way, you could say these meditations are permission slips for us to create a greater degree of change from one reality to another reality. So basically what this has to do with is understanding these two concepts. So we have the old self, the part of ourself that is thinking, feeling, and acting a certain way. And based on what that is, we are getting a reality that is a complete reflection of that. Then what we can realize is there's a version of us, we could call the new version of us, or whatever we want to call it, that thinks, acts, and feels a certain way. And what we do is we create a change where we, in a moment, decide that instead of being this person, we're going to let go and then choose to be this version of ourselves. Now, the thing that will keep us from changing more than anything else is this one belief, that beliefs create our reality. And with this as well, I was recently watching a talk on this. There's this idea, my buddy Ben was telling me about this, and it really stood out to me. There's this idea that imagine that we have this energy field around us, which we all do. We have these things called standing waves. Standing wave is like a wave of energy that is going out of our heart. Standing waves are like beliefs. We have beliefs that say, this is what I'm worthy of experiencing. I'm worthy of people, treating me only a certain way, or I always attract people that are late, or whatever the belief is, it's a standing wave that is constantly being projected out. And when you go out into the world, your reality is being reflected based on that filter. So the key is that if we want to change our reality at all, we must change the standing wave. We must change the way we are responding in our reality and what we are projecting out, because that's just what we're getting back. And that's what we call a belief. Now, the idea is our reality is a direct reflection of the beliefs we have about who we are, how we relate to our reality. We have beliefs and stories about love, about relationships, about money, about abundance, about health, and these are overlaying our reality. If we want to create a permanent change in vibration, the key to this is getting to the core and becoming aware of our standing waves, becoming aware of our beliefs, and then making a choice to change them. We become aware of them. Awareness is half the battle, and then it's making the choice. That's it. That's it. Transformation, shifting your vibration. When I went full-time on YouTube, I was working a 9-to-5 job. My thoughts, my emotions, my actions were equal to that reality. And in a moment, I felt so much pain from that. I was like, why am I still here? And then I made the choice that I'm going to let go of that familiarity. I'm going to let go of that comfort, and I'm going to wire in a new way of being. I made a choice about my identity. about who I am. That's why they say your vibration and what you experience in your reality is a reflection of who you are. So instead of trying to change even just the beliefs, pay attention to the person you are being, the person you are being to the reality you are getting. Now, the thing with this though, is that if you believe at all that beliefs are hard to change, then change is hard because that underlying belief makes it difficult. If you believe that you are the result of your past, then it will be very hard for you to change. The key and the main part of this video I want to share with you is this right here. What quantum physics shows us is that every moment we are changing. It shows us that every time we look at a memory from the past, we take it out of the memory bank, we look at it, we change it, and then we put it back in the past. So by the time we've thought of something 10, 15, 20, hundreds of times, what happens is we've changed the memory so much that what we think happened isn't actually what happened. Our past is not what we think it is. Now, the key to creating change and to shifting your vibration permanently is realizing that you are new every moment. Every moment's a new moment. You can make a dramatic shift like this. You want to know how powerful and how real this is? People that have personality disorders, multiple personality disorders, they will shift to one personality. Let's say it's Bob. Say they shift to Bob and say Bob is healthy. But then say they shift to Carl. Well, what can happen is Bob may not have cancer. Carl may have cancer. And the 5 minutes or the 20 seconds that he shifted from Bob to Carl, he could have cancer one moment and not the next moment. He may even have a different eye color one moment and then the next moment have a different eye color. We can shift like this. Like this. It is a choice about who we are. Now, when you realize that who you've been in the past has just been a story, you start to break that down. You start to see that your past does not equal who you are now. Just like you know that if you look at the wake of a boat, imagine a motorboat, there's a wake that's behind it. Most people believe that that wake is steering the boat. This is a quote by, I believe, Alan Watts. But once we realize that the wake is not what is steering the boat, we can then change our direction. We get a fuller picture for the way the energy dynamic really works. So the key to this is knowing your past does not equal who you are. Your past was just something on autopilot that led you to being this way over and over again. But the key to this is simply this. Realizing and becoming aware of who you are being. I was aware of the full-time job. I was aware even when I was doing the energy work of changing my own masculinity, the nice guy syndrome that I had to shed last year. Became aware of it. Oh, where am I doing this in my life? Why am I doing this? Oh, I'd become aware of it, and then I made a new choice about who I am and decided that that's who I am now. And what I would do is a meditation for feeling the separation between me and other people, and that would help me not enmesh my energy and care what people think as much. And it completely changed my energy. But I had to give myself permission to change, to realize, well, I'm not this person because I was like this and because my dad was like this. It's a story. How do you feel in your body? This is the key to transformation. It's realizing you are a high vibrational being. You are meant to feel love, joy, peace, and happiness. You're meant to feel those emotions. The only thing that keeps us from feeling those is attachment. Attachment to the past, attachment to the story, attachment to the narrative. And once we realize we are new every moment, we can make a new decision about who we are. When I learned meditation back in 2012, I remember sitting down and one day I just decided my life is going to be forever changed. And guess what? It was. You could also, like they talk about warriors initiations, right? Where what they do is a boy goes through a hunting process or some type of process that makes him a man, and then he comes back and he's forever changed. He was letting go of the mom attachment, letting go of the way he was being, and then he wires in and makes a choice about who he is through experience. We can either go through this through experience, we can make new choices about who we are, and then begin to wire it in by doing meditation. That's another powerful way. Now, one of the most powerful meditations on my channel now has over 1 million views. You can read the comments to see what's possible, but it's a meditation that if you do for 21 days will raise your dominant vibration permanently. You can listen to that meditation, read the comments so that it increases the belief and gives you more permission. But I'll link that below. That's a meditation that is very powerful. We can all commit to it as well for the next 21 days. Let's watch how much our vibration changes by us committing to it. And what you could do right now is realize you can make a choice at any moment to change. A new choice about who you are. And when you realize you're new every moment, you're new every moment, you're new every moment, you give yourself more permission to let go of the old. It's just that you have to give yourself permission. The story is not who you are. Maybe the story was your parents' story. It doesn't matter. The more you let go of this, though, the more you can then just be and focus on you being the identity of the way you prefer to be. You don't have to figure that out, and you choose to be the highest vibrational version of you that's doing your passion, doing what you're meant to be learning. But if you want to do a meditation that will help you do this, guide you through it, you don't have to think about it, listen to this meditation for 21 days and watch what happens. Other than that, there's also a new community. If you download a new app called High Viber, you can connect to people all over the world that have a high vibration. Proximity is power, and you find that you are a combination of the 5 people you're around the most. That also works virtually. So if you want a high vibrational connection to people and to join the High Vibe tribe, click or go on Apple or iTunes or Android, download the new app High Viber, Highviber. Download the app. Connect to people all over the world. We do live meditations, we do unity meditations, workshops, we do a whole bunch of fun stuff. Any of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace, much love, and namaste.